Ladies and gentlemen, Ruto has the 2026 plan. But this 2026 plan, it has already started being executed. However, the climax of it will be in 2026. Now, as we speak today, there are a few things that have already happened. Number one, together with Raila and Ruto, they have introduced the broad-based government. You guys, you've heard these names emerging ever since handshake. We came to broad-based now. And that is not just meant to be for this time. It is being moved towards 2027. Even this broad-based government can be able to come up with something else again, which is going to determine the coalition that they are going to form in 2027. That name will emerge. That name will be there. Just like Uhuru Kenyatta's time, we had the handshake. Towards the election was Azimio. So there is a likelihood that Raila and Ruto again is going to come up with another name that they are going to use in 2027. Now, so the broad-based government, it's just a step towards the 2026 and 2027 climax of the Kenyan politics. Also, as we speak today, there is a possibility they are going to try and strengthen their relationship. In that, as I said in another video, there could be a certain chairperson coming from the coalition government. I mean, a joint team or joint leadership for the broad-based government. And in this broad-based government, it's where we are going to see a deputy president coming up from William Ruto's team, or maybe from Raila and Ruto's team, or maybe a joint person that they will agree. So that is expected to strengthen their relationship. Now also, there's what you call winning more supporters. They'll work one or two things, they do one or two things to ensure that at least they are gaining support base across the country. But that is going to take them a huge investment. Why? Because already they are rejected across the country, and Rigathi Gachagua was leading his team to ensure that whatever they construct, Rigathi Gachagua deconstructs. Ladies and gentlemen, after doing all this, there are upcoming events in 2026 that you expect to see, or even some of them towards the end of 2025. That is going to form the basis of this analysis here today. But before I take you through, if this is the first time you're watching my videos at Mokwa Times, kindly take a second or two to subscribe, like, and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel. Let me dive into the topic today, but before I do so, let me give you 2 seconds to subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for the subscription. Let me dive in. What do we expect towards the end of 2025, the start of 2026 to 2027? Number one, we expect more appointments from Raila and Ruto's side to the government. And Raila's side is not just the Luo Nyanza I'm talking about. Areas that he had support bases. He wants to revive those regions. And of course, Raila and Ruto right now, they are relaxed. They are monitoring who is the loudest noisemaker, who is the strongest leader that will emerge, who will be able to come out strong, and in that if they bring him in the broad-based government, he's able to bring an impact of numbers. That is going to happen. So we expect changes to occur in Raila and Ruto in William Ruto's government. As we speak today, some of the areas we expect changes, it's the area to do with the PSS. You realize that all cabinet secretaries could be coming from various parts of the country, but the people running the ministries, the CEOs, are the PSS. And as we speak today, almost all of them are from the Kalenjin land. So that shows very well that there is some reshuffle that will take place there to build the trust between them and at least be able to create spaces for appointments. Number two, of course, what I expected it to happen, it has already happened actually. I did this script for this video before we had James Orengo joining William Ruto. But I expected that towards these times, or even before 2026, towards the end, the entire ODM, it is going to speak the same language as those ones who had already joined with broad-based, including Sifuna and others. They are going to speak the same language. In the sense that all supporting William Ruto, all in support of broad-based, all in support of whatever the president is doing. That was expected. Another thing that I want to tell you guys, of course now they are going to have brands that are going to develop and even a name. We expect a certain name to emerge again from the broad-based government. They are going to come up with a coalition towards the end. So in the meantime, they're already the broad-based. But now when they get into the electioneering period, now they'll talk about a certain name that's going to emerge, which is going to propel the UDA and ODM party going forward. Ladies and gentlemen, also we expect early campaigns going to kick off in the country now. These campaigns we are seeing William Ruto moving across are not yet the campaigns that I'm talking about. William Ruto waking up, moving the chop of right, left and center, doing campaigns. Doing campaigns all over the country. Moving from one village to another. The way he used to do for 4 years during his time. Now that he has money that he has taken from Kenyans, what can stop him from campaigning for 2 years? Impossible. So William Ruto is expected now to intensify his campaigns, move across the country to try and get people to his side. I thank God Rigathi Gachagua exists, in that he sees William Ruto from another angle. The moment William Ruto does this, Rigathi Gachagua destroys it. That is the way to make things work. Because if William Ruto is left to use his tongue to sway Kenyans, then there will be no development in the country. No development at all. So Rigathi Gachagua's presence, together with the other team in the opposition, they have done a fantastic job to ensure that they are checking on President William Ruto keenly. Also, because of the strength of the opposition, because of the emergence of leaders like Natembeya, because of the solidity within the opposition, we are going to see William Ruto bringing what you call some tactics on board, like intimidation through arrests, or even having people getting scared because of goons, and many other ways to ensure at least the opposition does not have the strength to do whatever they are doing. Right now, and I'm going to do an extensive video about that, the mission of Rigathi Gachagua and his team to the coastal region is scaring President William Ruto. Such kind of things, when they happen, William Ruto is always tensed. They go to places like Machakos, they buy people to come on board and attend shows, be given 1 or 2 things, while Rigathi Gachagua goes just nowhere and sits and settles there with his team, and a huge crowd just comes there without paying them, without uniform, without thousands in their pockets. And that is a clear indication that the support base is shifting to the opposition. They only need to align themselves and give us the best candidate. And that is what William Ruto is always scared of. He's always scared of. Ladies and gentlemen, we can't forget that William Ruto will always remember, without development, Kenyans are going to reject him and reject him entirely. Now, what he has to do, it is to start launching projects. If you remember, for those guys who remember the Tanga Tanga crew, when Uhuru Kenyatta finally stopped it, William Ruto is going to places across the country, launch KMTCs. Goes to a place, puts a stone there, launches it, clubs are made, he leaves. The stones up to date, most of them are there. He goes to a place, plaques are there, he launches something, he leaves it there. That has been the norm of William Ruto, launching projects just to simply try to sway the public. That is also going to happen this time around. He's going to launch roads across the country that are not going to be constructed. He will say he'll finish them in 2028. He will come up with so many projects. Those are the plans that President William Ruto has, so as at least to keep himself alive in the Kenyan politics, which is being taken over by the opposition. I don't know what's your take on the comment section. Kindly share with me and let me know what you think about William Ruto's 2026 plan. See you next time.